Alright guys, so in this section 4.5, it's all about application of right triangle. In this problem number 1, they're asking you to look at the example number 2 and substitute the angle 58.5 degree, which is the angle of depression, and the angle of the depression is that angle. That is the angle of depression. And they're asking you to change the value 58.5 into 62.1. And the idea is to calculate D. And so to calculate D, basically, you need to look at the right triangle. If I look at this triangle A, B, C, a right triangle in B, and a right angle in B, and so I know that the cosinus of the angle theta is supposed to be equal to H divided by D. But the problem is I don't know theta. To define what is theta, I'm going to remember that I have a right angle right here between the this line and this line right here. And so to find the angle theta, I'm just going to do 90 degree minus 62.1, and I got 57. Actually, it's 57.9. See how we can make a tiny mistake. 57.9. Okay. 56.9 actually. 56.9. It's 56.9. So if it is 56.9, now I'm going to calculate the cosinus of 56.9, and to find the D, I will just have to divide by cosine. First of all, I will have to multiply by D both sides. By multiplying by D both sides, D divide out, but I will also have to divide by the cosinus of 56.9 degree both sides to be able then to calculate that D, because the cosinus divide out, equal to 1085 divided by the cosinus of 26.9. I let you do the calculation with your calculator. Please don't forget to put your calculator into degree, because you have an angle in degree. If your calculator was in radian, you have to do that in radian. All right, guys, in this problem number 13, from a point on the south rim of the Grand Canyon, it is found that the angle of elevation of a point of the north rim is 1.2 degree. If the horizontal distance between the points is 9.8, how much higher is the point on the north rim? So what you have basically is this. And so theta being in green, the angle of elevation, and the question is find the altitude. So for that, you can think about, I'm going to use the sinus, because the sinus is directly related to the opposite side of my angle. The problem is that in the right triangle ABC, AB is the hypotenuse, and you don't know AB. You might think about the cosinus, and when you look at the cosinus, you got the same problem. You end up to deal with the hypotenuse, and you don't know the hypotenuse. So in order for you to find the answer, what you need to focus on is try to use the tangent of your angle. Because when you are doing the tangent, you get rid of the problem of having to know the hypotenuse, and you know the tangent is equal to the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. In that case, h divided by 9.8. So you can multiply by 9.8 both sides to divide out 9.8 on the right side of your equation, and now you got h equal 9.8 tangent theta. You know that the angle theta equal 1.2 degree, so the only thing you will have to do is use your calculator, plug 9.8 multiply by tangent 1.2. Be careful when you are putting a 1.2. 1.2 is in degrees, so you need to be in degree mode. Again, if I gave you an angle theta in radian, be careful to have radiant mode if you are dealing with an angle in radian. But in my case, it was degrees, so your calculator should be in degree mode. I'll let you do the calculation and you will find nicely the answer. Alright guys, so in this problem number 19, to get a good view of a person in front of a teller's window, it is determined that the surveillance camera at the bank should be directed at a point of 15.5 to the right and 6.75 feet below the camera. see the example. So what are the at what angle of depression should the camera be directed? Theta is the angle of depression. I'd like to remind you that basically the camera is right here, and I'm going to call this triangle the camera C, the right angle right there A, and the other point B. In this right triangle that I'm going to call CAB, right triangle, what do we have? The we don't know the hypotenuse, which is CB. CB is the hypotenuse, and we don't know that, but we don't really need to know that. Why? Because we just can't focus on the tangent, because the tangent is focusing on the opposite side divided by the adjacent side, and the adjacent side is 15.5. And that is the angle, the tangent of my angle theta. So when I'm going to calculate my angle theta, it's going to be the tangent to -1 to 6.75 divided by 15.5. But be careful, when you are calculating your angle right here, it will be in radian. That angle right there, it will be in radian. And if they're asking you what is the value of your angle in degree, you will have to convert this angle you found in radian into degree. And if they don't asking you to define if it has to be in a degree or radian, they don't tell you anything about the unit of your angle. That means your angle is in radian. But let's imagine that they're asking you to find the angle in degree. Remember that 2 pi radian correspond to a 360 degree, or sometimes you can use pi radian. It's the same thing, will be just 180 degrees. So if you know the value of your radian, you can use this to convert your angle radian into degree, or vice versa, by the way. All right, so now we need to do the problem number 25, if I'm correct. Let me check on that. Yes, 25 and 35. So let's go back to our business and let's take a look at problem number 25. Okay, so basically what we have right here in this problem number 25 is a square wire loop is rotating in a magnetic field between two poles of a magnetic in order to induce an electric current. The axis of rotation passes through the center of the loop and is midway between the poles, as shown in this problem, in this picture. How far is the edge of the loop from either pole when the angle between the loop and the vertical is 78.0 degrees? If the side of the square is 7.3 centimeter and the pole are 7.66 centimeter apart. The first thing I can calculate very easily, and sometimes when we're trying to solve a problem, we don't really know where we're going. So we're just going to play and try to do what we can do with all of these informations. The first thing I can do is calculate the angle theta, meaning that this angle theta is going to be 90 degrees corresponding to the right angle right here, minus the 78 degree. And that gives me an angle theta equal 22 degree. Okay, so I have a 22 degree. So remember what I'm looking for. The way the picture is done, it's kind of can be confusing because in fact what you're looking for is this distance right here. So if I draw a line like that, I know that from there to there, the distance is going to be 7.66 divided by 2, meaning it's going to be around 3.60, 7.66 divided by 2, 383. There we go, 383. And so out of this 383, I need to define what is the distance. Let me use another, I'm going to use the right. I'm looking for this distance right here, okay? So in order for me to find the distance, and let's call the distance d that I'm looking for, okay? And I know that from there to there, it's 383, and that's the distance, I'm going to call that h. Well, I can clearly say that if I call this distance right here, just right there, not this one, I'm going to choose another color. Let me choose in blue. No blue. Yes, this blue. This distance right here that I'm going to call L. Well, H is equal to L plus D. So if I want to find D, clearly it's going to be H minus L. And to find, basically, if I know H is 3.83, so I could clearly write at the end that D equal 3.83 minus L. And if I want to find D, because the question is find D, remember the question is find D, I need to find L, and I'm going to write L in blue because it will be reflecting. So, how to find D? Well, to find D, you are going to look at your triangle right here. First of all, we can define a right triangle A, B, and C. And in this right triangle, I know that AC is 7.3 divided by 2, which is going to be 3.66. All right, 7.3 divided by 2, 365. All right, 365. I know the angle theta. I said the angle theta in this right triangle, theta equal 22 degrees. And if I look at the tangent, because obviously I know, okay, so I made a tiny mistake. It's not AC which is equal to 7.3.2, it's AB. So I know AB, I know the hypotenuse, which is even better. Because if I know the hypotenuse and the angle, L is on the opposite side of my angle. L is on the opposite side of theta. And so therefore, I can use the sinus of my angle theta equal the opposite side divided by the hypotenuse, which is divided by AB. And remember, I need to find L if I want to find lowercase d. So L is going to be equal to 3.65 multiplied by the sinus of 22 degrees. Now you have L, and if you have L, well, you can find D, because now you can express D, which is what you are looking for, as 3.83 minus 3.65 multiplied by the sinus of 22. I'll let you use the calculator and you will find the right answer. And the answer D is equal to 2.47 centimeter. All right, guys, so I think I'm going to stop right here. I don't have a lot of video time in this video. All right, guys, so when you are substituting the value, making sure that your calculator is in degree, because 22 corresponds of an angle in degree, you end up to have a D equal 2.47 centimeter. All right, guys, I'm going to stop right here correcting these problems. It's all about taking the time to read your problem. It's all about representing your problem properly, making sure that you are able to recognize a triangle, making sure that you're able to define properly the distance, and you should have no problem to solve this problem. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I hope that will help you.